Good morning, investors and traders. This is Naeem Azam live from London, and it's a pleasure to be with you over here. Just a bit of a disclaimer: anything which will be discussed cannot be perceived as an advice. So, as always, we will begin by looking at the European markets, which are trading a little bit higher. But remember, earlier today, we saw these markets very much trading to the downside, and they were picking up the momentum from the US markets. Why? Because remember, the US markets had a 4 or 5 consecutive days of gains. Whenever we see these markets trading to the upside in that consecutive manner, whether it is an upward trend or a downward trend, there's always a flip side of that, meaning a bit of a retracement. So that is what is happening with respect to the US markets and also with the European markets as well. We have seen mammoth gains over the last week or so. Now markets are retracing a little bit, moving lower to the downside, but nothing is really that much of a concern. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't be cautious at all, because there are a number of factors which are really important to pay attention to. Number one, stimulus package, the US aid, the second stimulus package. Everyone has been talking about that for a long period of time, and so far we have not received anything on that, and it is unlikely to have anything this particular week. So as long as we don't get anything with that, it is not likely for the markets to move higher, meaning more sell-off for the markets. Number two, the coronavirus vaccine, the potential vaccine trial which was taking place for Johnson & Johnson and another pharmaceutical company, both have halted. We know this thing for sure, that this potential coronavirus vaccine drove massive rally for tourism and for airline stocks, and now that is a concern. We're seeing major sell-off, whether we're talking about Ryanair, EasyJet, BA, Rolls-Royce, or over in the United States, American Airlines, Delta, and all of that. They have been trading to the downside, and of course your travel agency stocks like TUI and all of them, they are also trading to the downside as well. So that is your trade. But the most important thing for today is the earnings season, because remember, yesterday JP Morgan and Citibank, they came up with the numbers, and of course the numbers were very solid, but they have shown their concerns that the economic weakness is more likely to happen. Today it's Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo. So these are the banks that you will be, and Bank of America, of course. These are the banks and the stocks that we really got to pay close attention to. Keep an eye on Bank of America. If it shows that it is saving less money for defaults, that means more economic recovery, rapid economic recovery. But if it's saving more for the defaults, that means the situation is still pretty worse. That's all for today. See you guys next time.